Have you ever found yourself in silence, hiding a frustration that feels like yours alone? That struggle that affects your intimacy, but you don't talk about it with friends, not with your doctor, and sometimes not even with your partner? If this sounds familiar, know this: you are not alone. And what you'll discover in this video could completely change the way you understand your body and your health. Today, we're talking about something many men avoid: losing erections with age. But unlike what you may have been told, it's not just getting older or a lack of desire. It's circulation, it's science. And when you finally understand what's really happening inside your body, you'll also understand how to restore it, naturally, without shame, and without relying on temporary fixes. If you've ever felt insecure in the bedroom, frustrated with your body's lack of response, or even worried about losing your vitality as a man, I'm Dr. Charles Bennett, a men's health specialist focused on restoring vitality after 60. This video will show you how to rebuild confidence, pleasure, and health. Stay with me until the end, because what you'll learn here isn't just about sex. It's about more energy, more drive, and a fuller life in every way. You don't talk about it with your friends. You don't bring it up with your doctor. And chances are, you haven't even told your partner just how much it's bothering you. That quiet frustration, the kind you carry alone, is more common than you think. And if you've been feeling embarrassed or ashamed about your performance, I want to tell you something very simple, but very important. You are not alone. You are not broken. And this isn't just in your head. Erection problems after 60 are often misunderstood, even by doctors. Many men are told it's just age, or worse, try to relax. As if losing something so tied to your identity as a man is no big deal. But let me tell you something I've learned after working with thousands of men over 3 decades. Erections are not a psychological trick. They're a vascular event. Blood in, blood stays. That's what makes a firm erection possible. Your penis is not powered by willpower. It's powered by blood flow. And if the arteries leading to it are narrowed, or if your veins are leaking, or if stress chemicals are constantly constricting your vessels, you won't get hard, or stay hard, no matter how much you want to. This is a circulatory issue, a physical one, and it deserves real medical attention, not shame or silence. And here's where things start to turn around. Because once you understand why your body is locked up, you can start to unlock it. But before we get into the steps to restore your function, there's something else you need to know. What exactly is going on inside your body when the blood flow gets blocked? And why that affects your ability to have an erection more than anything else? We'll get to that next. To understand how to fix this, you need to understand one simple truth. An erection is all about hydraulics, not emotion, not willpower, not magic, just blood. Here's what happens when things are working right. When you're sexually stimulated, your brain sends signals that relax the smooth muscles in your penis. This opens up the arteries, especially the cavernous artery, allowing blood to rush in. As the blood fills the 2 chambers inside the penis, called the corpora cavernosa, the pressure builds. This pressure compresses the veins on the outside, trapping the blood inside, and that's what gives you a firm, lasting erection. It's a beautiful system, but it only works if everything is flowing freely. Now, let's look at what happens when circulation is compromised. If your arteries are narrowed due to plaque buildup, if your veins are too loose and leak blood back out too soon, or if stress chemicals like adrenaline are tightening your vessels, that whole system breaks down. The blood either can't enter or it can't stay, and the result is a weak, partial, or short-lived erection. It's like trying to blow up a balloon while someone's poking a hole in it. You can try all you want, but the pressure never builds. And that's why pills often fail. They don't fix circulation. They just try to squeeze a little more blood through a blocked or broken system. It's a temporary push, not a solution. Real restoration starts when you treat the actual cause: poor vascular health. And once you understand that, you start to see your penis not as a separate system, but as a mirror of your entire cardiovascular health. Because here's the truth: the same blood vessels that feed your heart, your brain, and your muscles also feed your erections. Next, I'll show you the biggest enemies of that blood flow. The silent sabotagers that could be shutting down your circulation every day without you realizing it. Most men think their problem started in the bedroom, but the real damage? It began years earlier, in your habits, your food, your stress, and even how you sleep. Let's talk about the silent saboteurs that slowly choke off your circulation. 1. Sedentary lifestyle. If you sit most of the day, at the desk, in the car, on the couch, your blood flow slows down. Muscles weaken. Arteries stiffen. The pelvic region gets less oxygen, less movement, and less stimulation. Over time, that means less blood to the penis and less responsiveness. 2. Poor diet foods high in sugar, processed fats, and chemicals inflame your blood vessels. Plaque begins to build up. Your arteries narrow. Think of it like pouring sludge into a garden hose. Eventually, the pressure drops and nothing gets through. 3. Chronic stress. When your body is under constant pressure, even low-grade daily tension, it releases cortisol and adrenaline. These stress hormones are natural vasoconstrictors. They tighten your blood vessels. That means less flow where you need it most. And worse, high cortisol reduces testosterone, which is crucial for libido and performance. 4. Poor sleep, lack of quality. Sleep increases inflammation, boosts stress hormones, and lowers nitric oxide, the very compound your body needs to dilate blood vessels and allow blood into the penis. Now let me tell you about James. He's 71, former mechanic. Didn't drink, didn't smoke. But he was always working, always tense, sitting or standing in one spot for hours, grabbing fast food between jobs, sleeping 5 hours a night. By the time he came to me, he hadn't had a full erection in over a year. Not because he didn't want to, not because he didn't love his wife. His blood flow was being sabotaged every single day by habits he thought were normal. The good news? Once we identified the problem, he didn't need a prescription. He needed a plan. And that's what we'll start building right now, beginning with the first pillar: physical activity that actually restores blood flow. Pillar 1. Physical activity. If you want to unlock blood flow and keep it flowing, you need to move. But not just any movement. We're talking about targeted, strategic activity that wakes up your lower body and strengthens the very muscles that control erections. Let's get straight to the point. Your penis isn't a muscle, but the muscles around it? They're critical. There's one group in particular: the pelvic floor muscles. These are the same muscles that control urination and bowel movements, and yes, they also play a key role in sustaining erections. When these muscles are strong, they help trap blood inside the penis by clamping down on the veins. When they're weak, blood escapes, and the erection fades. That's where Kegel exercises come in. They're simple, discreet, and can be done anywhere, even while sitting or lying down. The key is to contract the same muscles you'd use to stop urine midstream. Hold for 5 seconds. Release. Do that 10 times. rest, repeat. Do this daily, and within a few weeks, many men report stronger control and firmer erections. It's like reinforcing the dam that holds the blood where it needs to be. But we're not stopping there, because another major player in circulation is your lower body, especially your legs and glutes. Why? Because these large muscle groups demand a lot of blood. When they're active and strong, they pull in blood flow and oxygen, which improves overall circulation, including to the pelvic area. That's why I recommend 2 key moves. 1. Squats. Even shallow body weight squats get the heart pumping and engage the thighs and glutes. Start with 10 a day, holding onto a chair for balance if needed. Over time, build to 3 sets of 15. 2. Pelvic lifts. Lie on your back with your knees bent. Lift your hips toward the ceiling. Squeeze the glutes. Hold for 5 seconds. Lower. Do 2 to 3 sets of 10 reps. This strengthens the glutes, hamstrings, and core, all essential for pelvic blood flow. And here's a bonus. When you engage these muscles regularly, your body naturally increases its production of testosterone, the hormone that fuels libido, energy, and vitality. So this isn't just about erections, it's about turning your entire system back on. And remember James, the retired mechanic? He started with 5 squats a day. That was it. Now, 6 months later, he's walking 2 miles every morning and hasn't needed a single pill for over 4 months. Next, we're moving to the second pillar, vasodilating nutrition. This is where we turn your kitchen into a circulation clinic. Pillar 2, vasodilating nutrition. You can't pump sludge through a pipe and expect it to flow freely. The same goes for your blood. If your diet is clogging your arteries, no amount of exercise will fully fix it. But here's the good news. Some foods don't just support blood flow, they enhance it. Naturally, safely, effectively. Let's talk about vasodilation. That simply means the widening of blood vessels. And when your vessels widen, more blood flows through, including to the penis. Your body has a natural chemical that does this, nitric oxide. It relaxes and expands your blood vessels. The more nitric oxide you produce, the better your circulation, and the stronger your erection. But as you age, your nitric oxide levels drop. That's why what you eat becomes even more important. Here are 4 foods I recommend to nearly every man over 60 who wants to improve his circulation. 1. Beets rich in nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide. 1 glass of beet juice a day can improve blood pressure, stamina, and, yes, erectile quality. 2. Watermelon contains citrulline, an amino acid that helps boost nitric oxide and improve blood vessel relaxation. Some even call it nature's Viagra. 3. Leafy greens like spinach and arugula, loaded with nitrates and antioxidants. These help reduce inflammation in the blood vessels and promote flexibility and flow. 4. Lemon and cucumber water. Hydration is often overlooked. Dehydrated blood is thicker, slower, and harder to move. Adding lemon and cucumber helps alkalize the body and support vascular health. Now let me tell you about Alan, 68, retired firefighter. He came to me on 3 blood pressure meds and hadn't had a full erection in over a year. We didn't change his entire diet overnight. We started simple. Beet juice in the morning, watermelon after dinner, spinach in his omelet. 4 weeks later, he called me, voice shaking, and said, "Doc, it worked. I had an erection, a real one, first time in months." He didn't just change what he ate. He changed what his body could do. He gave his blood vessels the building blocks they needed to open up again. And here's something powerful to remember. These foods aren't drugs. There are no side effects, no prescriptions, no pharmacy lines, just real nutrition that speaks directly to your circulatory system. In a moment, we'll talk about the third and final pillar, one most men overlook. But it might just be the most important one: managing stress to protect your flow. Pillar 3. Stress management. You could exercise every morning. You could eat beets and spinach until your fridge turns green. But if your mind is stuck in overdrive, if stress is burning through your system every day, your circulation will stay locked. Why? Because stress hormones are circulation killers. Let's break it down. When you're under chronic stress, and I mean the kind that never fully lets up, your body produces high levels of cortisol and adrenaline. Cortisol does two things that wreck sexual health. It lowers testosterone, cutting off your natural desire and drive. It increases inflammation, stiffening your blood vessels and slowing blood flow. Adrenaline, meanwhile, is a vasoconstrictor. It tightens your blood vessels, reducing the diameter and cutting off flow, especially to non-essential areas during stress. And unfortunately, your penis is the first thing the body deprioritizes when it thinks you're in survival mode. Here's the metaphor I give my patients. If your mind is racing, your body is braking. Stress slams the brakes on your circulation, no matter how hard you hit the gas in other areas. So what do we do? 1. Sleep. Start by protecting your sleep like it's medicine, because it is. Poor sleep increases cortisol and lowers nitric oxide. Aim for 7 to 8 hours in a cool, dark room with no screens an hour before bed. 2. Meditation and breathing. You don't need to sit cross-legged for an hour. Just 5 minutes of slow, deep breathing in the morning. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Can lower cortisol, improve heart rate variability, and increase nitric oxide. 3. Hobbies that slow you down. Men over 60 often lose themselves after retirement. Purpose fades. Boredom becomes stress. Find something that gives you focus and joy. Woodwork, fishing, painting, gardening, restoring old tools. Whatever brings quiet, steady presence. Let me tell you about Tom. 73, former police officer. He spent decades in high-alert mode. When he retired, the tension didn't. His blood pressure stayed high. Erections were gone. Nothing worked. We didn't start with pills. We started with deep breathing and stretching every morning. 10 minutes. That's it. Then we added walking in the evenings. Finally, he picked up model shipbuilding, something he'd loved as a teenager. 3 months later, his blood pressure dropped 15 points. His wife said she hadn't seen that spark in years. Stress isn't weakness. It's biology. But you can master it. And when you do, blood returns to places that matter most. In the next chapter, I'll show you how to bring all 3 pillars together into one simple daily system you can start right away. Integration of the 3 pillars. Now that you understand the 3 pillars, movement, nutrition, and stress management, the question becomes, how do you put them together into a daily routine that actually works? The answer is simpler than you think. You don't need perfection. You don't need hours of training. You don't need to turn your life upside down. You need consistency. Small, steady steps that keep the circulation flowing. Here's a mini plan I give to many of my patients. Step 1, move your body every day. Start your morning with 10 squats and 10 pelvic floor contractions. Add a 20-minute walk after lunch or dinner. That's it. Nothing fancy. Just a rhythm that wakes up your blood flow and keeps your lower body strong. Step 2, eat to open your vessels. 1 serving of beets, spinach, or arugula every day. Watermelon or cucumber water in the afternoon. Replace 1 processed meal a day with a fresh, whole food option. This alone can transform your nitric oxide levels in weeks. Step 3. Diffuse your stress. Protect 7 hours of sleep like it's non-negotiable. Take 5 minutes to breathe deeply, twice a day. Dedicate at least 20 minutes a few times a week to something you genuinely enjoy. Not work, not obligations, just you. If you stack these steps together, you create a cycle. Movement opens the vessels. Food feeds the vessels. Stress control protects the vessels. And together, they restore not just your circulation, but your identity as a man who still feels alive, capable, and strong. Now, let me be clear. This is not a quick fix. It's not a pill you pop tonight and forget tomorrow. It's a formula, sustainable, powerful, proven. And it works best when you respect the process and give your body time to repair. Think of it like tuning up an old engine. 1 adjustment won't make it roar again. But step by step, with patience and care, the machine comes back to life. And here's the truth. You are not too old. You are not finished. At 70, your body can still adapt, still strengthen, still restore blood flow. I've seen it countless times. The next step? Putting this knowledge into action. Because what you do starting today determines whether you keep losing ground or take back control of your circulation, your erections, and your confidence. I'll give you a clear recap and 1 powerful reason to begin now. Let's bring it all together. If your erections have weakened with age, the answer isn't shame, and it isn't just pills. It's blood flow. And blood flow is something you can restore, naturally, step by step. Remember the 3 pillars. 1. Move your body, strengthen your pelvic floor, walk daily, build circulation through your muscles. 2. Eat for flow. Use foods rich in nitrates and hydration to boost nitric oxide and widen your vessels. 3. Calm your system. Manage stress, protect your sleep, and give your body the space to recover. It's not complicated, but it requires consistency. And if you follow these steps, not only will your erections improve, your energy, mood, and overall health will improve with them. Because circulation isn't just about sex, it's about life. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s turn their health around when they stopped ignoring the signals and started taking action. And I believe the same is possible for you. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these pillars today. Just one. Maybe it's 10 squats. Maybe it's a glass of beet juice. Maybe it's turning off the TV an hour early tonight. Start small, but start. Because every step you take to open your circulation is a step toward reclaiming your strength, your confidence, and your manhood. If this message spoke to you, I've left a bonus link in the description. A video where I dive deeper into natural strategies for erectile dysfunction that most doctors never mention. Don't miss it. And I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments. Which of these steps are you willing to try first? Your story might be the spark another man needs to take action too. If you found this helpful, give it a like. Subscribe for more men's health guidance and share it with someone who might benefit. Men, your life isn't behind you. Your circulation isn't beyond repair. Your manhood isn't gone. It's waiting, and it's time to unlock it now.